The outbreak of COVID-19 across the globe may have changed the normal to a new normal. Lifestyles are changing on a daily basis.
The reason why we put on masks is just to prevent ourselves from someone that is having any virus or anything, and for your own safety as well.
The face mask, of course we are supposed to be using it one on daily basis, but because of poverty in the land, some people wear so many days and they keep sanitizing it, washing it, and keep repeating it. How many days I wear my own? I wear 2-3 days and I dispose of. Because when I went to buy my hand gloves, it was supposed to be 2 hands like this for 100 naira. But I bought mine, 1 hand for 100 naira, the other one for 100. So Nigerians are taking advantage of this evil in the whole globe to extort people. And there is huge amount of poverty in the land.
Nations are on lockdown, shutting people out of public places, with many businesses closed down. Only the essential ones are still having their way. In Nigeria, the central and state governments come up with measures to cushion the effect of the stay-at-home order aimed at curbing the spread of the virus. Stimulus packages are handed out to those the government categorizes as the poorest of the poor, but it seems it's not meeting its target. While some smile home with some food packages, others react negatively.
Police carry enter, they refuse to give us the rice. That's why we are crying. Our government to make help us. So we are hungry. We are hungry for us. Let's make it safe for 14 days. We cannot able to go work. We cannot able to do our business. Government help us. So they don't see the rice. So we need the rice. The rice when they give us, they don't share them. They refuse to share them.
Those are government. They have a Google map. Those Google map that we have, we show them the street. Then they have a bus. Then to go street by street. Then what they are doing for us is not enough and it's not good. Or they should leave us to go to our work. What they are doing is very bad.
All another old mama like myself, then they push them, then begin tear gas, then put for us, drive us like a silly goat. Some enter that school, then they give them rice, then they give them anything where they need. But our people, they are too bad. To give us anything where we like, they not do.
A random message is received by some residents of Lagos State with a promise to deliver a food package. But for this resident of Isheri Osun in Ijegun area of Alimosho local government area, says the text message is a farce.
1:28 p.m. I received this text message and I replied it. They said, if I will accept, I should write food. Yes, and that's exactly what I did. That was the same 30th of March. At 1:31 p.m. delivered to them, and up to today I have not seen anything. It shows that they are not truthful with their promises. I do not request for the text message. I expected them to have kept to their promise because they looked through the record and saw my name, and they wrote me. I'm not the only one. They wrote so many. Even I have a friend who is equally blind. Up to today, he has not received anything. Perhaps they must have diverted it to somewhere else. That is on their own. But those are the road that they are bringing the food package, we have not seen anything. The government should be hearing that this lockdown is, more people are dying of hunger. And that's the truth. The COVID that we are talking about have not killed as many as the hunger is destroying. There are many of us that every day we go out to look for what to eat. But now you ask one to sit at home and nothing is coming on. That is suicidal.
Some houses away from him is this group, all tenants of this low-cost apartment. They seem to be closely knit, perhaps due to the stay-at-home order. Obviously, social distancing cannot be achieved here. All they want is food to survive as the stay-at-home order bites harder.
People are hungry. So people are dying in hunger silently. Look at all all these my people, we are just trying to manage ourselves. Being begging from one place to the other for giving us food, which is not supposed to be. If they know that they want to collect something from us, they know the right way they will did it. So why can't just give us this food easily? NEPA are working, they bring bill, so they know how to bring bill so that we are paying our electricity. So they're supposed to know how to give us food. Because from my own perspective of things, me and my children and my wife, we are trying to make it understand between us. If no, I know what I'm saying. You can be reason. Many homes now have been divided, but it's depends the way you organize your home. So you put the level of understand. So that's it.
How many children?
I have 3 children, 3 kids. So my junior brothers and sisters are living with me. So what are they expect us to do?
The women say they cannot afford kerosene or the cooking gas now, and so resort to firewood cooking when there's food to cook. This is the situation at some areas where the state government's food package is handed out. Everyone battles to get something for lunch or dinner. In the end, some are left with just a loaf of bread.
From this motor, see.
And this video gone viral. The struggle is real. Everyone wants food as the stay-at-home order continues. Security agents mount strategic points to discourage movements, but it looks like they are helpless as the people flout the lockdown directive in some areas where many live on daily proceeds. The first phase of the lockdown that lasted for 14 days in Lagos, Ogun and the Federal Capital Territory is again extended by another 14 days in order to tackle the spread of COVID-19, as states in the country continue to record new cases of infections daily, with Lagos still having the highest number, although with an increased number of discharged survivors too. 4 days after Adedeji Kazeem received a clean bill of health after undergoing treatment for 17 days, his wife joins him at home. She narrates her survival experience in the midst of emotional torture, having to leave 2 little children with a maid to save them from being infected.
I was really sad. I cry almost every day when I was there, thinking about my children alone because they're still little, and I left them together with the maid that we hired 2 months ago. So we were really worried about them. I cry. I was so happy to come home and see them. And we were lucky that they didn't have the virus because they were tested twice to confirm that they're good. So I was so happy to come back to my kids. The health workers there were very, very helpful to us because they really took good care of us. They usually come 3 times to give us our medication and food. They feed us there 3 times in a day. Then after that, we usually get tested after every 48 hours to check if the virus is still in our body. So when you're lucky and you get tested twice and you come out negative, then you get discharged. I was there for 20 days before I was able to get a negative, 2 negatives. My symptoms were like I just had slight cold and, a bit sore throat, not too much. I thought it was just normal cold because I even started taking medication at home before going to the hospital. And that's it. My husband didn't really have much symptoms. He just had, I think, body ache. That was his main symptoms. Yeah.
The good news from the isolation centers: don't seem to interest some residents, as the second round of a 14-day stay-at-home is announced by President Muhammadu Buhari. Reports of crime filter in some major cities, and Lagos and Ogun State are not exceptions. The police moves around areas where crimes have been reported.
What I want to say clearly is that bunch of information, 90% there now, they are just hoax, what we call fake news. So that's a bunch of information because we want to talk authoritatively, we talk with statistics. Mr. A has reported this, Mr. B has reported this, Mr. C has reported this one now, that's statistics. That's why all these loud noises are making now, there's one be single one report. But mostly all these things now, the people now came. So from that to Ogun State at the border town, Lagos and Ogun State. So many people have that hyper that is in Lagos, not in Lagos. But because most of them work in Lagos, most of them come into Lagos, and the police station they see along that line now is one that are in Lagos State.
And other members of the task force, ladies and gentlemen.
At one of the daily briefings of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, the Inspector General of Police speaks otherwise.
Due to the series of complaints received from Lagos and Ogun axis on the activities of some hoodlums who are common criminals that came out to be attacking innocent citizens and depriving them of their properties, we've deployed an intervention force to Lagos, Ogun, led by Deputy Inspector General of Police, to deal with the situation. We also ensure that policemen are deployed, the policemen that were deployed adhere strictly to the force code of conduct and respect for the rights of Nigerian citizens. Now we want to again sound a note of warning to criminals that are taking the opportunity of this lockdown to go from place to place, especially in Lagos mainland and any part of this country, to desist from doing that. We have instructed all the commissioners of police, the AIGs in charge of the zonal commands, to deploy all the resources available to them to make sure that criminals are not allowed to take the opportunity of the lockdown to perfect their crimes. In a situation where you have complaints of attack by hoodlums or misbehavior from the part of security agencies in the process of enforcing the restriction movement, citizens are called upon to report such cases to police public relations officers in all the state commands.
A cross-section of Lagos residents insists there is uneasiness in some parts of the state.
We just saw people coming with all type of weapons, with cutlasses and axes and broken bottle. They just come in multiples of people, more than thousands of people. So they just go like this, some move like this. So later on, we now see police coming from this Ojokoro police station.
Because they can't come into our estates. They want to come in. They want to come in, but there's no way for them to come. So immediately, when they have the DPO, the area commander, everybody, but when we come here, they try their best and then they need more vehicle and more police.
This outbreak is work of God, but the management of the outbreak is not proper in time of feeding. So these community people, they want to be fed. And at the same time, they want 24-hour security patrol. and they want both our police and our neighborhood to be properly equipped, because these boys, they are not just ordinary boys. They are boys who are being equipped by foolish traditional people. Maybe they don't know that that is what they are going to use. But if you look at their age and the traditional weapon they carry, we know that they are not just ordinary person. Therefore, we need the police to be equipped. What do you call this? In the civilized way, and at the same time give them equipment, patrol vehicles. We don't have enough patrol vehicles. I'm the patron of the Peace House in this community. We don't have enough patrol vehicle for the police, not to talk of the neighborhood watch.
It is a different scenario at night in some communities said to be troubled by a criminal gang named 1 Million Boys. This community has received a threat notice from the gang.
The main reason I'm outside is because as in they stabbed my sister, she's in the hospital. That's the reason why I'm outside. And she's pregnant. They don't even pity her. They still stab her again.
They look to be prepared, but not sure what they are up against. Cutlasses, knives, hoes and other weapons come in handy at the midnight hour. These residents would rather trade sleep for their safety.
The nostalgia in the community that we had, we even saw in letter from them that they are coming to the community. That's why my people here are here gathered at this odd hour of the day to guard against them coming, just to protect ourselves. That's why we are standing out here. What we heard is they call themselves 1 million man gang. But what I heard from reliable information, I heard there are ladies among them. And that's why the ladies here are too standing with us here to face whatever that is coming. We're standing here and we'll be here till daybreak. What we heard, they steal, they won't go about with POS, and if you don't have cash on you, they make you pay, and they rape too. It has not been like that like the last 2 months. It just started towards the tail end of the first lockdown, the 2 weeks lockdown. It just came up and we are prepared. When we had, we're trying to prevent them coming in. We don't have to wait for them to come for us to go out. We have to prevent ourselves. Best form of defense is to attack, so we are fully prepared.
Right now, as we are talking now, this lockdown is biting all of us, everybody in the street. Few of us that we are seeing here, we are trying to protect the street, but no one seems to come and say, oh, let us appreciate this effort. So we are appealing to government, because some individuals might not want to come and help. So we are appealing to government to do one thing, something that will at least help us in this lockdown.
No food at home. Majority of us don't have money to sustain ourselves. So this lockdown it doesn't make any sense at all. When you're saying nobody should move out, nobody should move, nobody should go out, and you don't have any means of sustaining your citizens. So what's the essence of sitting at home? Doing what? With no money, no food in the house. Please, it doesn't make any sense. The governor should come to our aid. We are begging, we are appealing.
About 150 suspects is arrested by the Ogun State Police Command, allegedly linked to the unrest recorded in some part of Ogun West Senatorial District and parts of Lagos. The suspects are youths between the age of 20 and 30. Items recovered from them include locally made guns, cartridges, axes, gas cylinder, among other dangerous weapons. The State Commissioner for Police, Kenneth Abrimson, reads a riot act to the hoodlums.
Having discovered their modus operandi and having studied their psychological makeup, I deployed the Deputy Commissioners of Police in charge of investigation and operation to move in for a full combat operation. The teams were sectorized and moved to different directions where many of the hoodlums were apprehended. The success of that operation is what we are showcasing here today. The aim of this press briefing, this parade, is to send a direct and potent and strong warning to other gang members that the game is over. As the command will not rest on its ass until the last of these hoodlums are arrested.
We have been receiving reports, online direct reports through phone calls of insecurity in Ifo and Ota. And we have come, to see what is happening firsthand. And you can all agree with me with the number of arrests made and the exhibits that have been recovered, that the security operatives are actually out to work, and they are working.
We have over 300,000.
Some residents of Lagos come together to help the less privileged around them, especially the homeless. Perhaps a strategy for safety too.
What we've done is to identify the leaders of these groups. They have drivers, we have security men, we have their conductors. So we've identified their leaders. So what we do is we prepare this food, we call their leaders to come. They identify people who are also in their groups. Like I said, drivers have their groups, the conductors have their group. The so-called miscreants also have their groups. So we go through their leaders also to avoid situations where they will struggle and where it gets rowdy. So that's what we've done. So to the largest extent, we have succeeded in doing that, and it's working.
Renowned American dancer and a founding member of the R&B vocal group Shalama shares his views on the move to lend a helping hand.
After I'd gone out and saw the frustration that was mounting with some of the people who are, without food, without money. So I decided to come up with this, I call it the Care and Share Initiative. So we're starting here at Cable Point Estates, and we're going to call it the Cable Point Care and Share Initiative. And we hope that other communities, other estates, other areas can start their Care and Share Initiative, so we can put money together and we can give it to these guys. We can give it to some of the poor people, not just people out of work, they're disabled people in our community that don't have any means of getting to food and getting out. So if we can help get to some of these people, help feed them, put something in their pocket and help them survive this, along with what the government is doing. I don't think it's just going to be one or the other. I think collectively, if we all work together, because we're all in this together. We're all in this together. So this lockdown and COVID-19 does not discriminate. No one expected this. No one was preparing for this. So it's a combination of all. Some people were asking to cook for them, to get some, because everyone doesn't have a facility to cook at. So if you give them rice or something, they might not have a facility to even cook it. So for some people, we'll do some cooking for them. For some people, we're going to give out rice, give out beans, give out oil and these things, gari or whatever, to get them through. Some people, we might just want to put some money in their pocket. It could be 500 naira, it could be 200 naira, something like that, and they can go and get something. So I think it's a combination of all things. I don't think it's just a one-pocketed solution for everything. I think it's going to be a combination of everything, and I think that'll work. Mr. Ayo?